Good morning, manna gatherers. We are here on Thursday, November 5th. On this day, I just thought about it. My husband asked me to marry him in a church, but I will tell that story another day. Today, we are here to look at Ecclesiastes 9, 17 through 18, and I will be reading from the NRSV translation of the Bible today. The quiet words of the wise are more to be heeded than the shouting of a ruler among fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one bungler destroys much good. So my son Hiram Clyde came home singing a song that he said he learned at school. It is also a church song, so I told him that. He didn't know that. So maybe you too will recognize this song Hiram Clyde came home singing. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. Let's take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. It would have been definitely much cuter to have Hiram Clyde on here with me to sing that for us, but to use part of last week's scripture, out of the mouths of babes. I thought about that when he came home singing it. Yes, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. What a great reminder that we can obviously tie into this week's scripture from Ecclesiastes 9, 17, and 18. Let it begin with me. So many of us read scripture like we have for us in Ecclesiastes 9, and we can immediately think of people. People come to mind when we read about these foolish people who are hot-headed and bring more harm than good to the world. Of course, we think to ourselves, well, I'm not like that ruler among four fools, but I know who is. Don't lie. You know what I'm talking about. Certain people, especially this election week, have probably come to your mind. I thought immediately that I am one of the wise ones who knows wisdom is better than weapons of war, not certainly one of the bunglers or hotheads or the fools or the boneheads who destroys any good being done in our world and only adds to the noise and chaos that we all feel right now. But in the words of the late Michael Jackson, maybe we need to start with the person, I'm going to paraphrase, start with the person in the mirror. I'm asking her to change her ways, and no message could be clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. 2,000 years before MJ, though, Jesus said it this way: why do you see the speck in your neighbor's eye, but do not notice the log in your own eye? Or how can you say to your neighbor, let me take out the speck of your eye, while there is a log in your eye, your own eye? You hypocrite, Jesus. Ooh. First, take out the log from your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take out the speck of your neighbor's eye. Let it begin with me, y'all. Let it begin with me. Let speaking with more quiet words of wisdom instead of acting a fool with angry, judgmental shouts begin with me. And this can happen in not just a vocal way, but you see people acting foolish and angry and judgmental and heaping shame onto people through social media, through other avenues than just face-to-face. If you think about it, that can take away a lot of the personalization, and people feel empowered to do it this way, but it's still foolish. We all have areas we rant and act a fool, acknowledging, and we have to, though, acknowledge and address those areas in our own lives before we point fingers at those fools. We are all works in progress who slip up from time to time, and that is why we have to live very intentionally as followers of Jesus, who, yes, I think we all desire to speak with wisdom. We all desire to add to the world's goodness. We all desire to not really get caught up in the foolish ways of this world. But we have to be intentional about living for Christ in all we think, say, and do and post, until it slowly becomes second nature. But such intentional living means looking in the mirror and seeing those parts of ourselves where we could use a lot of growth, and not being discouraged by that, but also not always seeing the worst in others, like we don't share in some of those areas of growth. Sometimes we are fools in need of forgiveness, and by God's mercy, we receive grace upon grace from God. And sometimes we are called to show the same kind of grace God shows us. We are called to show it to others who get caught up in the foolish ways of this world, and they rant and they rave and they act like hot-headed bunglers. So let speaking with quiet, wise words begin with you. Breathe that in today. Quiet, wise words, and breathe out not loud ranting. It takes practice. I will see you tomorrow on Friday.